What's up, everybody? This is Shane Simmons with the Art of the Flying Eye podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be sitting down to interview Steve Vessell. So just hang around and we'll get right into it. This episode is brought to you by the folks at UnboundSounds.com. Unbound Sounds has super rad wireless headphones and audio products. As a matter of fact, if you use my code down in the description, you'll get 20% off of everything on their site. So check them out. All right. So we're here with Steve Vessell. Steve, if you don't mind telling everybody out there that's watching or listening who you are and kind of what you do.
Sure. I am Steven Vessell. I am the president of Louisville Gore Club. I'm the founder of Louisville Krampus. I help run Metal Monday at the Highlands Tap Room, and that's pretty much my main gig.
So
my number is 777, just like dancing.
So what do you do outside of that? I know you're an artist. You paint and draw a little bit.
Oh yeah. I've been drawing since I can't remember when. The very first art show I was ever in, I was in first grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've been. It's fair.
It was interesting.
Interesting how?
It was a clown. It was a big old clown painting that I don't know who has that. But, I was entered in I think it was the Kentucky State Fair art contest thing.
Oh, really?
My teacher put me in. Yeah, my art teacher put me in. And it took us almost a year to get that painting back for some reason. But, yeah, that was
weird.
That was the first time I guess I considered myself an artist.
So it's fair to say you've been pretty much an artist your whole life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Making books. Whatever. We used to make those books you have to sew together in art class.
Oh yeah. So what kind of?
You remember those?
I do, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I actually did a decent amount of bookbinding, like just after I got out of high school. So, what kind of artwork have you been working on recently?
Recently, I'm actually trying to get this Louisville Gore Club merch up. So, especially during this time, it's forced me to sell my art on a larger scale. I mean, I've been hosting art shows for 7 or 8 years in the Louisville area with help and different hosts, but definitely all at the Gore Club. But I'll put a piece in there, here and there. My friend Lindy, I've done Lindy Lou, who owns Mama Tried Tattoo. She started doing the Deck the Halls. Yeah, and I did skateboard for her. So I've done some various art shows over the years, but I didn't. I do like a piece a year.
Oh yeah.
And definitely the way things are right now, I'm trying to make some money, and it's actually forcing me to get some merch that people have been screaming for a while out there. So that's nice.
That's awesome. What kind of stuff have you been putting together?
For the Gore Club, because the page is going to have just my art plus things that are directed just towards Louisville Gore Club members, fans, things like that. So and people who just like Louisville horror. So different. I'm doing various types. I don't know. Do you mean like what's the
like subject matter, or like shirts and posters, or
subject matter? Whatever my brain can come up with. I'm doing hybrids of like Whose Lot Meets Dawn of Dead right now. I've done Tarman artwork for over a decade. Probably, I guess it's like 1988, 87, 88.
Fair enough.
So I'm finally doing that, and I incorporate that into the Gore Club merch because to me, Louisville and Return of the Living Dead, that's what it is. And you got Louisville horror. So to me, it makes sense.
Yeah. So for everybody that might not be aware, what exactly is the Louisville Gore Club?
Oh, the Louisville Gore Club. I always I don't think about that. The Louisville Gore Club is basically held in a dive bar here in Louisville called Seidenfaden's Cafe. And it's one of the oldest dive bars in the city. It started in 1927. Yeah. As a cafe bar, and it made it through Prohibition as being, from what I understand, a speakeasy.
Oh, really?
They just, they didn't stop. I wish I knew more about the lore of the bar, which I'm going to find out because we're doing this new live feed since that's what COVID's trying to, basically making everyone either work from home or work with a very limited group of people. So we're doing that. And one of the things I want to start doing is talking more about the bar itself, the city, how Gore Club started. I mean, I mention those kind of things all of the time.
Yeah.
But the Gore Club it's a place where we all just hang out. I host. I'm the bartender. We show 4 or 5 movies a night.
Yeah.
On Sunday night, every Sunday night from like 9 to 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can have 20. Sometimes we can have 100. I mean, we've had huge Halloween parties, New Year's Eve parties, birthdays, all kinds of things like that. And we just show the best and the worst in exploitation. So that's what we do. We get together, we laugh. It's always loud in there. Most of the movies we've seen, most people have seen 100 times. Sometimes there's new movies and it's a little bit more quiet. So we'll have movie premieres with different filmmakers, independent filmmakers, sometimes larger scale filmmakers. It's great. And now we're moving on to larger events. We just brought Joe Bob Briggs to town.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
And it was awesome. We had to bring that to a bigger venue. It's called the Art Sanctuary. It's in the Germantown area, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So how many years have you been running the Louisville Krampus festival? Or, I'm sorry, Louisville Krampus celebration.
We've been doing that. Started on it about 6 years ago, 7 years. I mean, I've been working on it for a long time. And then it finally came to fruition about 4 years ago. This will be our 4th year coming up, if we can have it because of how things are.
Yeah. So,
it's been great. The city's really embraced it. It's awesome. It's just getting bigger and, it's larger. We're having more small events inside of the large celebration itself.
Yeah.
I've always envisioned it sort of like an old, like, Mardi Gras style Halloween parade that Louisville used to have, and now Louisville Halloween, who owns the Louisville Halloween Parade, this year, last few years, has really started bringing that back, the sense of fun and joy.
Yeah.
And I'm not big on Christmas. I've always been more of a freak, so we've always celebrated Yule and, non-set religious holidays during that time period.
Yeah, yeah.
So Krampus has been a part of my life. I can't for a long time.
Yeah.
And then. And my girlfriend, she's German, so it's really part of her family.
Yeah.
So this is even better. It's great. And this city just loves costumes, Halloween. And
totally.
It's nice to kind of celebrate a Halloween celebration during the holidays.
Yeah,
It's just us freaks and people that like the more darker side of things.
Yeah, from every time I've been, it's a fantastic time down there. It's totally awesome.
No, thanks.
Well, you are very welcome.
It's a huge cast of people that put that together.
Yeah,
so it's this time I'm just helping. I'm just telling people what I kind of like, and then they bring it in. We have Riot Heart Media who does all the music. We've got friends from the burlesque scene that all come together and do their shows. We're adding more events as it goes. We have so many vendors now. They're just trying to be more niche when it comes to like the darker side of holidays.
Yeah, like all the oddities dealers and all that stuff. Enjoy it. Oh yeah, it's rad. And you touched on it a second ago. Like it seems like the whole COVID-19 coronavirus, like the non-essential business shutdowns, are affecting absolutely everybody. How has that really affected? What's that?
I said everybody that I care about, especially because it's all the artists are now they're having to work from home. The venues are not pumping out. Nobody's playing music out. Nobody's there's no more art shows. There's no movies. Everything that I love is fun art.
Yeah,
art scene is just crude, so it's making us all have to do something. Pull up our britches and for me, and just bury my pride and accept donations and put my art out there to sell. So I don't. It's like another way to make money.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, how is it actually affecting you personally, like other than just business?
Well, originally, I mean, I'm sure with everybody else, I went into a really bad depression because of it. Because, like I said, I don't only just do the Gore Club. I organized the Krampus celebration, and that we start that usually in January, small meetings here and there. We can't do that. We can kind of get together on like a Messenger or whatever, or FaceTime, whatever. But that's pretty much put to a halt because I can't put a whole bunch of energy into something that might not even happen. It's tough, you know. We have a lot of events here in Louisville like that. Louisville is Dead is one of the larger underground music festivals that we have. It's a 3-day music festival. It's supposed to happen soon, and it's not going to. It's so depressing. So
yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely affected everybody in a little bit of a different way, and it's been interesting. Like you said, all of us are pretty much just kind of forced to put our big boy shorts on and kind of suck it up and kind of pivot to something that we might not want to do, we might not be comfortable with, but I mean, it's something that we can do, and at this point, something that we a lot of times have to. But yeah, it's definitely bringing out everybody's true colors. Some people seem more adaptable than.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, some people seem more adaptable than others. But yeah, it's been an interesting time.
I use art. You know, it's definitely something I can do, obviously, at home.
Yeah.
You know, I have an art studio. It's used periodically over the last decade or so, but now it's the lights are on.
Yeah.
I'm down there, whittling away. I'm sure all of our artist friends, you included. I mean, you know, tattoo artists this is awful. You know, the last thing I want to see is people at their home giving tattoos away. You know, it's like,
yeah, that's not good for anybody.
Trust people's sanitary, you know, the people who are professionals, but we all know people who are just scratchers out there, and that's tough. That's scary shit.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
People like that are not going to help get this taken care of, and we're not going to get through this as fast as we think we are. People just keep doing stupid shit like this, making dumb decisions. I mean, movie theater's going to open, hopefully. Hopefully not in a couple of weeks. Maybe this week coming up at is it Georgia or something? God,
yeah, I think it's Georgia that's opening up like pretty much everything all at once, which seems like a terrible idea. But who am I? What do I know? I'm just a tattoo artist. I just stab people. So
yeah, you don't know anything about health, keeping things clean and sanitary.
Who knows? Yeah, we're just weirdos. Like no paying attention to us. But yeah, so other than that, I mean, I've seen a couple of the Gore Club live streams that you've been putting on from home, and they're fucking awesome. You've got
they're goofy
with
and fun.
Yeah, with your girlfriend Jen taking on the role of Count Genula.
Genula.
Yeah, Genula, the host. Yeah, that's so awesome. You said she just
popped up. We were bored one night, and it was before we started to do them. It was like a few hours before we were going to do the live feed, and I was like, "Here, throw this cape on. I'm just gonna film this. I'm gonna throw some music on, and then we'll go. I'll grab a fog machine and a couple of lights from the basement."
Yeah.
And I just want to make it fun because it's not Gore Club.
Yeah.
Gore Club is bunches of crazy, awesome people drinking and laughing, having fun, throwing popcorn at each other, and enjoying the movies. So this is about as close as I can get to at least making people feel like we're still doing it. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I was actually going to stop doing it, and I had a couple messages being like, no. It gives us something to do on Sundays. Even if, I think it's tough to at least for me to be creative during these times, and that definitely helps me stay sane. So if it's helping anybody else smile and just be like, what the fuck, Steve? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That makes me smile.
Dude,
that makes me smile. It's one of the things I've always done my whole life is try to make other people smile, even when I'm crying.
And it's much appreciated. I guarantee there are a lot of people that you're helping to keep it together who have pretty much had everything else in their daily life disrupted, every other constant in their life. And they've got that. They know that they're going to have Gore Club to keep that consistency, that sort of routine. So I think it's helping people. What's that?
It's just weird to me, but it's great. It's awesome. By the way, I'm apologizing for any messages I'm getting. Oh, it's a normal thing.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries.
You can hear those bings and dings and all that. So
Yeah, it's not a problem. But yeah, the Genula skits. Oh, that's awesome. The Genula skits are fantastic. I mean, you've had a history of working in like independent film and all that stuff, haven't you?
yeah,
Yeah, like
we started making small movies when we were in middle school. Me and my crew, or we were all a crew. It wasn't my crew, but like all of us to get together, writing scripts, kind of the special effects. In middle school, a bunch of metalhead kids, playing in sewers with candles. That's smart.
yeah, great idea.
We didn't know what the hell methane was until Beyond Thunderdome came out. Yeah, and that's when it all started. I still have some of my old scripts, and we started. Nobody could afford a camera back then, so we would just literally plan the entire films, all the films out, have everything cast, and not make it. But then, as you get older, you get technology. Unless you're lucky and you have somebody who hands you a Super 8 camera.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I've done a couple of independent films. Some of them are great. Some of them are fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
Some of them are short. Some of them are long. It's
yeah.
great.
So now, what do you normally do on set there? What do you kind of specialize in?
Well, up until recently, I would just act. I mean, like on real film sets.
Yeah.
Whatever was asked. Lighting was one of my specialties back when I was first. Excuse me. When I stopped trying to act so much, I love lighting. I love being behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I mean, what is it that you like so much about being behind the scenes as opposed to doing the acting yourself?
Being behind the scenes is way more interesting for me.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. I don't.
I think that's kind of a common theme.
What's up?
I think that's kind of a common theme. Like most people on camera, when they're recorded and when they have their voice recorded, everybody hates their own voice.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
When I started listening to those live feeds, I was like, okay, well that sounds okay, and then I just jump off real quick.
Yeah.
Or have someone else check it.
Yeah, because you always sound different when you do your
creative process.
What's that?
Way more than I love being a part of the creative process way more than being in front of the camera. I would rather be running around for 12 hours helping get coffee or writing something or revising something or directing something than being like, okay, well, this is what I need you to do. And that's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
You learn from that kind of stuff. But I think some of the best filmmakers were actors.
Really?
Or have dabbled in acting. I mean, David Cronenberg has done many films where he's just stuck his face in there. I mean, Dr. Decker is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, Clive Barker's been in his own films or his friends' films.
Oh,
John
yeah,
Landis
totally.
has been in films. I mean, your friends put you in movies, whether anybody else knows who they are or not. They'll name something after them. But Hitchcock has been in almost all of his films, some way or another.
Yeah.
Cassavetes. I mean, there's so many. I can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
About directors or filmmakers in some way who have been in front of the camera as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's one thing that I really admire about you is that you just have an incredible knowledge of film. Like just any possible little thing that you would want to know about film or directing or any of that stuff, you probably know it.
I think that's the generation that I grew up with. I mean, now it's way more common, but in the 80s where I was growing up, if you were lucky to find, it's just like a metalhead or a punk rocker in your high school. You're like, oh, hi, you've got green hair. That's how it was for being a horror nerd. Especially in the 80s. You look to see in someone's binder if they had the latest issue of Fangoria magazine or Starlog or Gorzo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that, and then you just dove into that. You sat in each other's houses and watched the same fucking VHS movies that you both could afford when you're, 10.
Yeah.
And lucky for me, I had a relationship that some people didn't with movies is because my father ran a convenience store that had a video store in the back.
Oh, no way, really?
Like, what? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I had access to anything I wanted.
Yeah.
You worked nights and you didn't care. My parents always had cable. We were the first people on my block to have cable.
Yeah.
When it first opened, I remember when MTV started, my sister and I were like, this is going to be great. Or You can't do that in television. We made a joke about it last week on the live feed about things like that. Like that generation was discovering. It's kind of like the what it was like. The gore, the drive-in was still alive and active. The grindhouse was failing, and if you were in a small town, you might have a drive-in. So you just soaked it all up. I would sit there and I would write I would draw everybody's faces and read about every goddamn note, line, anything I could figure out. I wanted to know about before I even saw the movie. I knew the movie frontwards and backwards and frontwards. It's Cinefantastic. I would, that was like the film connoisseur magazine. You had Fangoria and Famous Monsters that come back, I think. But when you came to movies, you picked up Cinefantastic, and they would have just pages and pages and pages on Salem's Lot or Legend, Return of the Living Dead. I mean, that's how you knew. That's how you got to know about who the cinematographer was or the art designer. That shit, you just ate it up, and you don't forget that stuff. It's like listening to your favorite album over and over and over. I would sit there with an album in my hand and read every thank you list. I knew what bands they toured with because they would thank Voivod or whatever, and you don't forget that stuff when you're 10 and you're sitting in your room and you hate the world.
Yeah.
But, especially when you're a weirdo.
Yeah, again, another common theme. It seems like a lot of us have those kind of moments, like artistic kind of people have that kind of antisocial sort of, well, fuck a bunch of them, and just sit in your room and be creative and learn and kind of play around.
Yeah, draw, sculpt, paint. I remember the first Jason Voorhees costume I put together was literally a red devil mask, skin mask, you striped over your face, a flannel that I got from my dad. Yeah. And a hockey mask I bought at Target. I think it was Airway or Zare. It was before Target. And I didn't like it, so I doctored it up. I put latex on it that I bought from Caulfield's because they were still around. They've been around for so long, but they were around down there. So going down there was like a field trip. Yeah, absolutely. Going to the dungeon of Caulfield's novelty, and then picking up my own bottle of latex. I want to be just like Rob Bottin and Tom Savini. Oh yeah. And you go back and look at that shit now, and it's awful. But it's a magic. It's magic shit. And I have a daughter. My oldest daughter is 25. She'll be 26 soon. Jesus Christ. And she talks about her being the last generation of kids that went outside and played in trees and made forts and clubhouses. And I'm like, that's just life. That's what we did. Yeah, right. But I don't know. I don't want to get into that old man. Oh, it's different with my age. It's not. It's different, but it can be the same. My kids still freak out over horror movies. Oh, yeah, totally. And now it seems so much easier to have access to it if you really want to. You can't just go to a magazine stand and hope to find a copy of something. What's one of my favorite art magazines when I was a kid was it Judipause? I can't remember now. But is that what it's called? Juxtapose? Yeah, it's a God, yeah. Judipause. Yeah, I think they're still making that. I'm pretty sure they're still making. Oh my God. Because I always used to pick that up back in the day when I was a good old telemarketer. I was taking the public bus to my job, like way out in another part of the city, and there was like a layover between buses that stopped at a bookstore, and I would always go in there and look for like the weird art magazines and like tech magazines, like Make Magazine, where it would show you how to just build random crap out of like stuff in your house. I was always that kid. My friend Dave Pollard, who at the time was in a band called Cinderblock. They became this band called Evergreen. But he was an artist. He's always been an artist. Yeah. And him and two other friends would make fanzines. Music fanzines, Freako fanzines, and I would do art for the zines. Yeah. And he was the first person to give me that magazine. He was like, here, check this out. And I got a subscription. And it was the most amazing magazine at that time. It's just like the Fangoria for artists, freaks and weirdos. It wasn't like, it wasn't high art. It was low grade art, which is my favorite. Oh yeah, I can appreciate the Mona Lisa, and I love that. But I'd rather see something by Dior or Goya. It's just like that's my style. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of all the weird stuff as well. Yeah, speaking of weird stuff, I had a couple of questions that I wanted to ask you. Oh shit. Yeah. Just out of the blue here. Let's get weird. Well, that's generally my life mantra here. Let's get fucking weird. What's that? So I'm sure all of our friends are the same. It's the circles that we travel in. Yep, it seems so.
So in Louisville, there are an absolute fucking ton of fantastic restaurants, and I know you and I both like food. What is your go-to order from your favorite restaurant in Louisville?
Wow. I would have to say, and I'm missing it because I try to replicate it at home. It's called the Taproom Chop, and I would get it with, it's a salad, and I would get it with extra chicken and extra almonds, and I would get that every Monday before Metal Monday, every Monday, and it's my favorite. And besides that, I'd say sushi from a place called Wild Ginger in the Highlands of Louisville.
Okay.
God damn. I love going to a sushi place where you can open it up and see pictures of everything that you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to go off a description of salmon and eel sauce and all that. Like, it shows you almost every fucking roll they have, and this is my place, and they're all amazing.
So it's like the
If I can walk out of a sushi restaurant and not have to go home and eat again.
Yeah, right. So with the menu, it's like the Waffle House of sushi places, where they just kind of you just point at the picture for the thing that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my kind of place. So far, I've never been to Wild Ginger though. I've been to probably Oishi is probably my favorite in Louisville here.
I can't ever get in that place. When they moved, it was. I liked it when it was smaller. I guess that's the same. That sounds like some bullshit, but when it moved, it was just a little bit different, and I still can't get in that place, so I'm not worried about it anymore. And I found Wild Ginger, the taste of it, everything, it's on point. I guess my second would be Dragon King's Daughter.
Yeah, same here.
I like it because they go late. They go late night, and I have a lot of friends that work there, and that place is just, it's awesome. And what it used to be was a place called the Karma Cafe, and I would eat there constantly. I would eat there so much they knew where I wanted to take my family, where I was going to sit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I missed that place. So it became Dragon King's Daughter, and man, the food there is amazing.
Yeah, agreed. And the one just across the river in New Albany, Indiana, they have this crazy like Japanese grill on the other side. There's one side that's just like normal sushi, and there's another that's like a big bar with a grill behind it, that they do all these weird like specialty Japanese barbecues and all that stuff. It's really cool.
Is this a Dragon King's Daughter in New Albany, you mean?
Yeah.
It's another place. Oh, okay.
No, it's DKD over in New Albany.
I haven't had a chance to go over there.
Yeah, it's awesome. As a matter of fact, on one of the previous episodes of the podcast, I interviewed Seth, who's the I'm gonna forget the weird Japanese word that precedes it, but he's the grill master. He runs all that stuff. Yeah, he's a super good dude.
Awesome.
So, with all of this artwork and all that stuff going on, all this kind of having to pivot from, I guess, our normal daily life, what we're used to some other creative venture to try to get through all this stuff. What's something, I guess, just in general, as far as art goes or creation goes, what's something that you feel that maybe you've like not done your best at, something that you could have done better?
You mean like in my past or currently, or
either way?
The number one thing I think that I would have it's one of those things. It's like, it's not always what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah.
I would have networked way more when I was way younger.
Yeah.
I would have been to every movie house and just bothered everybody. Went down to the Kentucky Center for the Arts and tried to get a job. One of my first jobs, I worked at a funeral home on Dixie Highway.
Oh, really? Wait, which one?
I thought that's what I was going to do. I thought I was going to be a mortician.
Really?
God damn it, that's what I wanted to do. And I'm glad I kind of abandoned that, because I know people who've gone into that art, and it's tough to get a job unless you're grandfathered in or you just are have excellent references. And I know people who, as many people as I know who went to school to be a mortician. Yeah. Not even a quarter of them work there. It's like going to college for a major and never using it. Yeah. So I'm glad that I didn't do that. But I would have networked way more when I was younger. Yeah. As I got older, especially in the last 6 years, I've tried to make what the Gore Club is just originally my friend Jacob created it. and I took over maybe a year later. He moved away. Miss you, Jake. I love you. And this just, it's given me exposure to so many artists. Like one corner I'll see a guy working on a comic book, Russell Jackson. He created a whole line of comic books sitting in a corner just scribbling away. I know authors are sitting in this corner, directors over there, special effects artists is over there. Sits here. I wish I would have utilized that knowledge that I know now, that I still do. Now I talk to everybody that I know that's in any kind of industry, art, own a tattoo shop, has an art gallery, makes movies, does podcasts. I would have done that so much younger.
Yeah.
I'll be hitting 50 here soon in 4 years. God, if I had done that maybe when I was in my 20s, it'd been great. At that time, I thought I was going to be in a band and make it, I was going to be a death metal band or a punk rock band and make it that way. So it's strange how things change. But one thing I would have pitched harder for, instead of just being a fan of the bands or whatever, or even being in a band, I would have tried to network way harder. And I love seeing like younger generations of metalheads and punk rockers and all that. They get it, man. It's great.
Yeah.
I would have done that differently, especially in the art scene.
All right, everybody, that was Steve Vessel. I want to give Steve a big thanks for dropping by and sitting down for an interview with us. I'm going to put all of Steve's contact info down in the description of this episode. Definitely check out everything he's doing, including the Louisville Gore Club live streams on Sunday nights. And definitely give us a follow here. You can find me and the Art of the Flying Eye podcast on most social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, believe it or not. And feel free to get a hold of me directly through the contact page on my website. It's www.shaynesimmons.com. Until next time, stay rad, y'all.